Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Join me in a journey over a strange terrain. A terrain filled with terror and clouded by suspense. And ask yourself, how long is a minute? What is eternity? And learn perhaps that one can be as long as the other.
What you got in that wagon?
Nothing. Nothing at all, sir.
What do you mean, nothing?
Nothing but hay.
Is that so? Let's find out. You men, fix bayonets. Now, let's take a minute. Just one little minute and find out. Ventilate that hay. Thrust. That's it. Up and down, all the way across. That's it. Anybody get his blade a bit red? Heal up. We'll just take a minute. Yeah. That's it. That's fine. All right, men, that's enough. Now, Mr. Farmer, go on your way.
Mr. Forrester, are you all right? Mr. Forrester.
Our mystery drama, An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge, was adapted from the story by Ambrose Bierce, especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan, and stars William Prince. It is sponsored in part by New Sugar-Free Diet 7-Up and Buick Motor Division. I'll be back shortly with Act 1. They're going to hang Peyton Forrester. Hang him by the neck until he is dead. Hang him high from the top of the Owl Creek Bridge, 50 feet above the rushing torrent, which is now raging in full flood. Peyton Forrester stands on a single fragile plank. The rope is already around his neck. 30 feet of slack neatly coiled beside his boots. But this is not a lynching, nor even an ordinary execution. This is a formal military ceremony. Peyton Forrester is a rebel, literally a Southern civilian, and he has been captured by the Union Army in the fall of this year of 1863 as he tried to sabotage the Owl Creek Railroad Bridge, and now he must pay the price. Actually, the only distress evident in the entire scene seems to be manifested by a young soldier who, with his corporal, is stationed some 10 feet from Peyton Forrester, where they serve solemnly as his guards.
Corporal?
Shh. Just stand steady, boy. Yes, you stand steady.
I'm going to be sick.
Oh, no, you ain't, Woody boy. No, you ain't. Now, this thing will be over in less than a minute. See?
Corporal?
See? Sergeant Smith's getting the board ready.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Just you take some deep breaths, son. You're going to be all right. Like I said, he's positioning the board that's supporting the plank that Johnny Reb is standing on.
I said I don't want to look.
Now, nobody says you got to look, Woody boy. Only it's a pity to miss a good hanging. How many you expect to see in your lifetime?
I don't want to see none.
This one here, this is a prime hanging. Son, much of the time you get to see cutthroats and riffraff and lowlifes. But here, you got a gentleman.
Corporal?
Yeah, boy?
The prisoner.
What about the prisoner?
Well, what do you suppose the prisoner is thinking about right now?
What indeed am I thinking about? I'm thinking that the water I see below me is been turned to gold by the early sun. Gold. Golden. The same golden tints I see in Millicent's hair. I'm thinking of Millicent. Millicent. Golden Millicent. And I hear the very last word she spoke to me. Seems ages, centuries ago. Is it true? Can it be true that it was only last night?
Peyton?
Yes, Millicent Darling.
Now, young Robbie Tompkins is here.
Robbie, I thought he was raiding Yankee supply lines.
Well, he was. He's back.
Well, he's safe now, bless him.
Well, he needs a horse.
We can have anything he wants. Bring him in here. Why? Why do you keep him waiting?
Now, you and I must talk first, Peyton.
You mean one of the true heroes of our country must be kept cooling his heels while you and
He's
I...
not exactly cooling his heels, Peyton. He's busy having his first decent meal in weeks.
But I want to see him this minute. After all, he hasn't much time to spend here. Must be in a rush to get home, see his folks.
He's not headed home.
He's not.
No, he's off on a mission.
What do you mean?
Well, it has something to do with blowing up a bridge someplace.
Well, then he needs help.
Peyton, I was afraid.
I've been sitting here doing nothing for almost 3 years.
Now, that's not true. You've been raising food and you've been growing cotton.
And while better men have been getting killed.
Now, what you're doing is more important.
And safer and
Well,
easier.
it's not your fault the doctors say you're unfit to serve.
But I'm fit enough to help Robbie Tompkins blow up a bridge.
Oh, Peyton, darling.
No, honey. You know I can't shirk if there's a job to be done.
You've got your job.
No, honey. It's not enough.
Don't go.
What are we arguing about? He hasn't even asked me.
He'll ask you, Peyton. He'll ask you.
Well, then I've got no choice.
Please listen to me. You've always been a man of honor. Now, be a man of common sense.
What's that supposed to mean?
Peyton, the war is over.
What are you saying?
We have been bled white at Gettysburg.
The war has just begun.
Peyton, for 6 months, maybe a year, there'll be more slaughter, but it'll be for nothing. The war is over.
Don't say that.
But it's the truth.
Millicent, don't you believe anymore?
I believe we need a miracle.
Then we'll have a miracle. We'll work harder. We'll fight harder. We'll pray harder. You'll see. We'll have that miracle.
You, Mr. Peyton Forrester!
Robbie, you young scoundrel! You come in here this minute.
Oh, Peyton, you are a sight for sore eyes.
Tell me how you outsmarted the Yankees. You tell me everything.
Later, right now I need all the darkness I can get.
Hey, well, what's this about a bridge?
The railroad bridge at Owl Creek.
Are the Yankees at Owl Creek already?
That bridge must be destroyed, Peyton.
One little barrel of gunpowder? Under the truss? On this side of the river?
I figured you'd know the exact spot.
And I've got the gunpowder, too. Fuses, all we need.
Peyton, Jeff Stewart's cavalry's here.
Darling, by the time we explain it to General Stewart, we could turn the whole entire bridge into burnt matchsticks. Now, Robbie.
Yes, sir.
Now, you go round the back. Get yourself a horse. You'll leave in 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, honey, you know I have no choice.
I hear the Yankee general has issued an order. Any civilian caught interfering with the railroad, the bridges, the tunnels, the trains will be hanged.
I know, Millicent. We do the same.
But I beg you not.
Darling, you know what I must do.
But you have children.
Am I the only father in the South?
And I won't let you
Millicent,
go.
please, help me.
What can I do to just...
Pray for me. Pray for the miracle. Robbie, up yonder, the bridge. We must be right in the middle of the Yankee camp, Peyton. Keep low to the ground. They won't see us.
So I said to Mama, I promise I ain't gonna take up with any bad women.
I hope, Woody, you kept your promise.
Well, I ain't had a chance to test it one way or the other so far, Corporal.
To tell the truth, Woody, actually there ain't no such thing as a bad woman.
That should be a corporal. Maybe 5
6, man. Let's move to the right. Now.
Hey, Corporal, you hear something out there?
Son, you start seeing Johnny Rebs behind every tree and we won't get a wink of sleep.
Yeah, but I'm sure I heard...
Spence is supposed to be pulling guard duty out there.
Hold it, Robbie. There's a sentry between us and the bridge. Oh, now I see him. Headed this way. We have to get rid of him. I'll do it. He doesn't know we're here. As he walks past, I'll jump him. He's dead, Peyton. All right, let's go set the gig in place. Light the fuse. We'll dive into the water and swim for it.
Say, it's time to relieve Spencer. Hey, Spence! Come on in. Woody'll stand guard.
Hurry, Robbie.
Spencer!
Corporal, I hear somebody out there.
Huh? Everybody, grab your weapon. On the double.
Right.
Hand me the fuse, Robbie.
There they are!
Hold!
Robbie, I'm hit, Peyton. I'm hit.
Robbie, let me...
No, run for it, Peyton.
Hold your fire.
Run for
We
it.
can take them alive!
What's he thinking about, Corporal? Waiting there for the rope to snap. What must he be thinking about?
What would any man be thinking about, Woody? The wife? The kids?
I wish we hadn't caught him last night.
It was our duty.
It would have been so much better if we'd have shot him like his pal.
You hear that, Woody?
What? I hear nothing.
Nothing. That's exactly it. Nothing. Sergeant Smith has just finished positioning his board. He has got it in a state now where one more blow releases the plank Peyton Forrester is standing on. And then, down he goes, till the rope snaps.
I don't want to hear it.
Look, the captain knows Sergeant Smith is ready. When he raises, then lowers his sword, Sergeant Smith is gonna give that board one whack. And that's it.
And Forrester knows it. He can see it. What must that man be thinking about?
I'm no longer thinking, son. I'm praying. Praying for a miracle. I'm praying the rope is going to snap and break. I'll get my hands free, and I'll fall into the river, and you'll carry me swiftly away from here to safety. That's what I'm doing, son. I'm praying for the miracle. Sister Millicent is praying. If you're praying too, I can tell by your voice, son. You don't want me to die this way. With all of us praying, has to be a miracle. Has to be.
Oh, dear Lord. The captain, he's raising his saber.
Woody, you don't have to look.
He's bringing it down.
Goodbye, Johnny Reb.
Corporal, look, the rope! It snapped, it broke! It broke? It's a miracle. It's a miracle! Get my hands free. Grab your arm. I have to get him free. Come up for air. I'm getting it. Hard loose. Free. Air. And the air.
There he is, moving downstream.
Captain, there he is. Fire away, Yanks. Fire all day, Yanks. Fire there, you got it. You won't hit me. You can't hit me. It's a miracle. You can't shoot a miracle.
A miracle. Perhaps if you want something strongly enough and pray hard enough, the rope can break, the rifles can miss, and you will not drown in the raging torrent. Miracles do happen. Have we had one here? We may find out when I return shortly with Act Two. It is late in the year 1863. Peyton Forrester, a Southern civilian, has attempted to sabotage the railroad bridge high across Owl Creek. He's been caught by the Union Army and hanged from the bridge. No, not quite. As his living body hurtled downward, the rope that was supposed to snap and break his neck instead broke. Peyton has fallen unharmed into the stream. A squad of soldiers is in rapid but futile pursuit.
It's a miracle! Miracle! You can't shoot a miracle!
Spread the alarm! He's escaped!
Got to get to General Stewart. Got to. If we destroy the bridge, the whole Yankee army and this side will be cut off. No supplies, no ammunition. I've got to get to Jeb Stewart.
Get away from her! Now get away, you tramp!
Please, ma'am.
I warn you! I get away from him with your head!
I mean you no harm. I need your help. I'm Peyton Forrester.
Peyton Forrester? And now just a second! I still got this gun aimed at your... Good Lord! It is Mr. Forrester. Come in, sir. I'm Sally Watson.
The Yanks are after me. Just a bite of bread and a glass of water. I have to keep moving.
Peyton Forrester, the man the Yankees couldn't kill.
I have to hurry.
You have to rest.
No, there's not time.
But you're going to drop. Sit down, sir. Sit for a minute.
All right, just for a minute.
Now, I got a piece of meat here, and I'll eat it with some beer.
No, I don't have time.
You just rest.
There's a storm coming up.
Storm?
You can hear the wind.
I don't hear nothing.
Can't you hear the whistle of the wind?
But the whole Yankee army's out looking for you, Mr. Forrester.
Where's General Jeb Stewart?
I reckon he's a good 10 miles southwest.
I got to get to Stewart.
Now, first, you have something to eat.
How far the Yankees come since last night?
Well, I hear they're past Tuckersburg.
Well, then, that means they've already reached my place. I can't just sit here.
Now, just have something to eat. You have to do enough traveling.
Look, down the road.
A Yankee patrol.
And it's headed this way.
Oh,
Better not be found here.
you have to hide.
Where?
In the cellar.
No, it's the first place they'd look.
It's your only chance.
If they find me here, you'll be shot for sheltering a fugitive.
They won't shoot a woman.
Least they'll do is burn your house down.
Or you just let them.
But my only chance is to run for it.
Get out the back way. I've held him off for you. Hurry before they see you.
Bye, Miss Watson.
Goodbye, Mr. Forrester.
Let's search that house, man.
Now, you men out there, that's far enough. You stop where you are. This is private property.
We mean you no harm, lady. We're looking for a fugitive.
Well, I ain't seen none.
We're obliged to search your house, ma'am.
You just stand where you are. I know how to use this rifle.
That's another thing, ma'am. Civilians ain't supposed to have weapons. You'll have to hand that over.
You want this rifle? You just come and get it.
Now, ma'am, be reasonable. Nobody has to get hurt.
Hey, Corporal, way yonder in the field. Is that someone running?
Let's go, men.
Stay still.
Go.
What?
I said stand still. I'll shoot the first man that moves.
Now, ma'am, you can't interfere with the United States Army.
Well, maybe I can, but I'm doing it.
Ma'am, I never shot a woman.
That makes us even. I never shot a man. Looks like it's going to be a first time for both of us.
Men, after him. Move out.
No, I'll shoot.
Look out, Corporal.
I'm sorry, man. I'm awful sorry.
Mr. Forrester, run for it. They'll never catch us. Nobody can ever catch you.
Rayburn. John Rayburn.
Whoa! Oh, there!
Rayburn. Hey, it's Mr. Forrester. The Yankees are after me. Oh, you don't have to worry about the Yankees, Mr. Forrester. They can't kill you. Nobody, nothing can kill you. Let me hide in your wagon, underneath your load of hay. Yankees are still down along this lane, but they're headed this way. Soon the storm will drive them back to camp. Yeah, well, what storm? Well, can't you hear the storm? The wind. No, sure. But they'll have to come this way. They mustn't see me, Rayburn. Get underneath the hay, Mr. Forrester. Get underneath quicker than lightning. Hey, you all set, Mr. Forrester? Let's get. Come on, you broke down, bandy-legged polecats. Get up! There's just no sign of him, Corporal.
All right. Rest of you men, let's head back.
I guess he got away, huh, Corporal?
Well, not for long. He's still a good ways from the rebel lines. We got men sweeping every square inch of the ground. What's that?
Well, since you come from the city, Corporal, that's a hay wagon.
Yeah? We'll see about that. Hey, you!
Yes, sir.
Oh, there! What you got on that wagon?
Guess I got me a load of hay.
What else?
Well, nothing else.
Nothing else, huh? You sure? You're sure there's nothing living in that load?
Well, there might be one or two field mice. Sometimes they get pitched in with the hay.
Field mice, eh?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not.
Well, let's see. Let's see about everything. You men, fix bayonets. Now, let us ventilate that hay a little bit. Just. That's it. Up and down. All the way across. Come on now, put a little muscle in there. That's not how I taught you to use a bayonet. Rush! Rush! That's it. Everybody's doing just fine. Anybody got himself a little red on his blade? No? Well, maybe there's just hay in there after all. All right, men, all right, that's enough. See? Bayonet's good for something else beside roasting potatoes. What's your name, Rebel?
Zeke Rayburn.
Mr. Rayburn? Go your way. Go in peace. You're a fortunate man. Indeed you are.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Mr. Forrester. Mr. Forrester, you all right? Mr. Forrester, it's all right to come out now. Yes, I'm all right. Had a bayonet thrust through my coat, but that was all. Oh, the Lord be praised, Mr. Forrester. The Lord be praised. You better get your load in before the storm hits, Rayburn. What storm, Mr. Forrester? But don't you hear it? Hear what? The wind. Can't you hear it whistle past your ears? No, sir. It must be my imagination. We're lucky there was infantry soldiers. What do you mean? Well, there was cavalry. Well, they might have decided to take the hay for their own horses, and it would have been all over for you. Yes. How far is it to our lines? Well, it's no more than a mile and a half, but here's where we start running into patrols. You'd be better off on foot. At least you'd have trees and bushes for cover. You're right. Oh, thank you, Rayburn. I'm grateful. That's all of us who want to be grateful to you, Mr. Forrester. Everybody's talking about it. It's like a miracle. Yes, Rayburn. It is. Now, you keep to the line of trees on your left. You follow them into a little ravine, and on the other side is Jeb Stewart's cavalry. Goodbye, Rayburn. Goodbye, Mr. Forrester.
Forrester, don't be scared.
Who are you?
Lieutenant Burns, with Stewart's cavalry.
What?
There's a Yankee troop up ahead. You scared one of the sentries. Lie still just for a minute.
What are you doing here?
Oh, some of us come out to look for you. Figure you'd be headed this way.
Well, then, I'm saved. Saved?
Well, We gotta get home first, but that's nothing. I got a squad in back of me. When I give the signal, they'll open fire. And while everybody's shooting, you and I'll sneak away. Are you ready?
Ready. Now! Let's go, Forrester. Let's go!
Peyton Forrester.
General Stewart.
Mr. Forrester, let me shake your hand. Word of your exploit has spread through the entire South.
Sir, I can only say I prayed for a miracle.
And we needed it. It's been a dark year for us. But now men, women throughout the country are taking heart once more.
Thank you, sir.
You had to make your way through an entire Union army to get here.
I had help, sir. Loyal Southerners fed me, sheltered me, and even fought for me.
We're gonna win this war, Forrester. I've never been as convinced of it as I am now. I see new spirit in all my men. And it's all due to you.
I only did my duty, sir. And, well, no. No, I can't say I did my duty. I failed.
You failed?
Yes, sir. I didn't accomplish my mission. Robbie Tompkins and I set out to destroy the Owl Creek Bridge. Robbie's dead, and the bridge still stands. The explosion was not strong enough. The bridge must be destroyed.
But I don't have the men.
But you don't need men. Oh, it's strange.
What's strange?
The wind feels like a storm, and yet the trees are still.
Why do you say I don't need men to take Owl Creek Bridge?
The wind. Why is the wind howling like that?
Why don't I need men, Forrester?
Because I'm not talking about an assault. Just give me one volunteer, and we'll accomplish what Robbie and I set out to do last time.
You'll never get near the bridge.
General, the Federals have at least 3 divisions this side of Owl Creek. If we destroy the bridge, we cut their only supply line. We have them in a trap.
You think you can do it?
It's part of the miracle. The bridge, it was meant to be destroyed. That's why I was saved. So I could try it again. And this time, succeed.
One miracle, evidently, is not enough. What Peyton Forrester is asking for is another. And why not? If it's a question of knowing how to ask, certainly Peyton Forrester has discovered the secret. However, it's also possible to run out of miracles. We will be enlightened when I return shortly with Act 3. The first time Peyton Forrester tried to destroy the Owl Creek Bridge, the Union Army caught him and tried to hang him. But Peyton prayed for a miracle, and somehow the rope broke at just the right moment, and he fell into the river unharmed. He has made his way to General Jeb Stuart, who has given him the gunpowder to try it again.
I'm your volunteer, Mr. Forrester.
Lieutenant Burns, you realize this mission must be performed in civilian clothes.
Oh, I'm aware of that.
And you know the penalty if we're caught.
Same penalty we exact from the Union spies that are caught, Mr. Forrester.
We'll need the powder and the fuses, and I'll need some hair to make a false beard and mustache.
What's that, sir?
I should have a white shirt, and so should you, incidentally.
Well, why, sir?
Burns, do you know anything about medicine?
No, sir.
Yes, you do, Burns. You're a doctor.
Me?
We're both medical men. You see, my face is well known. I'll need disguise. I need a way to march up to that bridge as bold as brass.
But how, sir?
I told you. We'll be a pair of medical doctors.
But who's going to believe us?
Everybody. Why shouldn't they? We'll even have the proper papers.
Oh, Hosea? Oh. Who are you?
Millicent.
Oh, Peyton. Oh, it's you.
If the disguise can fool my own wife,
darling Yankee soldiers patrol through here all the time.
I know.
Oh, you're alive, and I prayed so hard.
We prayed for the miracle, Millicent.
Now, I want to see you more than anything in all the world, but why are you back this way down and the whole Union always after you? You should be hiding.
I haven't completed my mission.
Peyton, the Yankees mustn't find you here.
Millicent,
Honey, what is it, Peyton?
My neck. Something seems to be rubbing against my neck. It's something stiff, something sharp.
Oh, you're not well. You're not well, darling. It was such a horrible experience. You're real.
No. I'm all right. I need strength. I came home. I saw you. I'm all right. I'm all right now.
Peyton, you're not listening to me. Peyton, what is it?
Listen to the wind, Millicent. The wind. How it whistles and screams.
Peyton, I'm frightened.
And now, I must go.
Hide, Peyton. I'll hide with you.
Owl Creek Bridge still stands.
Everyone knows you've done enough.
I must go back to the bridge.
I won't let you. I won't let you go.
Please, listen to me, Millicent.
No more. Let's end this senseless killing. What's the good of it?
Millicent, we're fighting for our homes.
We've lost, Peyton. We've lost.
I prayed, Millicent. I stood on that bridge, on that narrow plank, with a thick, rough rope around my neck. I can still feel it scratch and burn my skin, and I prayed. Let there be a miracle. Save me this time. Save me so I can come back and do it right. Destroy the bridge.
The war is lost, Peyton.
Destroy the bridge and we can capture an entire Union army. An army with supplies, food, ammunition. Destroy the bridge and we can win the war.
Now, that little place we have deep in the woods, no one ever goes there. You can hide there and be safe there.
I was saved from the noose so I could go back and destroy the bridge.
Why did you come back to torture me?
I had to come see you. I had to see you.
Peyton, if you love
It's
me...
because I love you and the children and this house and our land and the country. It's all tied together. Darling, I never knew how truly golden the highlights are in your hair till I saw the water in the morning sunlight.
Stay, Peyton. Stay here.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me again. Oh, I may weaken. Please, don't ask me again. Millicent, I must get to the bridge before the storm.
Storm? What
The
storm?
wind. Don't you hear the wind? How it howls, how it shrieks. I must go now.
Mr. Forrester, what is it? Shouldn't we stop for a rest, sir?
There's no time.
But the horses, they could use a breather.
We have to get there before the storm.
Sir, there's no sign of a storm.
Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it coming. The wind's getting stronger.
The wind, sir?
It's a gale.
But Oh, look.
Where?
Up ahead. That's the Yankee picket.
All right.
Well, sir, let's turn off the road before they see us.
But then it burns. We want them to see us. Now be calm. Just act calm.
Yes, sir.
Remember? You're a doctor.
Yes, sir. I'll try to remember.
Be casual. Be natural.
But suppose...
Suppose what?
Well, suppose they decide to search our bags.
Oh, no, they won't do that. These are our medical supplies and equipment, remember?
Yes, sir. I hope so.
Now, Burns, just try to look dignified.
Yes, sir.
Try to look wise, just like a doctor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm trying.
Strange.
What, sir?
The wind. That gale, what happened to it?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
The wind. It sounded like a hurricane. And you can't be deaf, can you?
Well, no, sir, but I didn't hear
And
anything.
now, for some reason, suddenly died away. Gone.
Yes, sir.
So still, calm.
Oh, yes, it is, sir. It certainly is. Except I'm so nervous, sir.
Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of, Burns. Nothing except something scratching my neck. It biting at my throat.
Well, it's too cold for mosquitoes, sir.
Something's starting to press. It press on my throat.
Sir, are you all right?
I wonder what happened to that wind.
Halt! Well, and who might you two gentlemen be?
Corporal, I'm Dr. Jones. My friend here is Dr. Burns.
Your friend got a voice?
Of course, Corporal.
And why don't he answer for himself?
Oh, he's my assistant.
Is that true? Are you, Dr. Burns?
Oh, yes, Corporal.
Well, let's see what we got here. We got one gentleman who claims to be Dr. Jones, another who says he's Dr. Burns.
Corporal, if you don't mind, we happen to be on an errand of mercy.
Is that so? Well, tell me about it.
Now, we have permission from your General Grant to...
Something wrong, Doctor?
Oh, Corporal, I just seem to have
Something in my throat.
You were saying you had permission from the General to do what?
Would you to visit some of our wounded prisoners?
You do, huh?
Yes, Corporal. And here's the safe conduct. Mine and Dr. Burns.
Woody,
Yes, Corporal.
bring the lantern. Hold this up.
All right.
See what it says, Woody. You're better at reading than I am.
All right. The bearer of this safe conduct is to be permitted free passage within the lines controlled by Union forces in order to perform medical errands of mercy. Signed, U.S. Grant, Lieutenant General.
That's what it says, Woody?
That's what it says, Corporal.
Hand them back their papers. Woody.
What is it, Corporal?
What are you looking at, Woody?
Me?
What are you staring at the doctor for?
Well, I'm not. That is...
Do you know him from someplace?
No. I mean, where would I know him from?
Well, doctors, be on your way.
Thank you, Corporal.
Magnificent. I can only say, sir, that you were magnificent.
We have to get to the bridge. Quickly.
I could never have handled it that way, sir.
Hurry.
The bridge is just up ahead, sir.
I'm beginning to feel very ill.
Sir?
My neck.
Your neck, sir?
It's beginning to hurt. I can feel it. It's beginning to swell.
Here's the bridge, sir. Easy, boy, a little sore. Now, where do you want to plant the charge? Charge? Where do you want to plant the powder?
We have to plant the powder. We have to plant the... Here. Right along. Here.
Yes, sir.
Stop the horses.
Yes, but sir, you're very ill.
No. We can do this. Something's choking me. Now, I'll dismount.
Yes, sir.
Look, we intend to walk our horses across the bridge.
Yes, sir.
Now, my throat. Place your sack against your support.
Yes, sir.
Now, quickly, the fuses in this bag.
I've got them, sir.
Why is it so dark?
What do you want me to do, sir?
Lay the fuse out along.
I know, sir. I know.
Hurry. Something's choking the life out of me.
I've got him, son. I've got him.
Strike a match. Strike a match. Oh, I can't breathe.
We're going to do it, Mr. Forrester. We're going to bring it on.
My head
Nothing can stop us now.
burns. Something's choking.
This one's ready. And now,
I'm walking. Choking the life out of me. Whole sky is on fire. Everything. It's all aflame.
lit, sir. She's lit.
This is pain.
She's going to go, sir. She's going to go. Now jump in the water. Jump for your life.
I can't stand the pain. My head is going to explode.
There she goes.
Is it over?
It's over, Woody. It's all over.
I saw him drop. I closed my eyes. I couldn't bear to see the rest.
Well, it's all right, Woody.
Corporal, that drop through the air, that drop at 30 feet before the rope snapped tight. What do you suppose he must have been thinking?
It only took a couple of seconds. I don't suppose he had time to think about nothing.
Peyton Forrester was dead. His body, the neck broken, was swinging gently from side to side, suspended from a timber of the Owl Creek Bridge, swinging gently, swaying gently, turning and twisting gently in the fresh, cool morning breeze above the gold-tinted water of the river below. I'll be back shortly. All this happened more than 100 years ago, and everyone whose life was touched by that bridge, everyone, rebel and Yank alike, prayed for the greatest of all miracles. They prayed that one way or another, this would be the last cruel act in the last cruel war Americans would ever know. Proof that prayer is still urgently needed. Our cast included William Prince, Mildred Clinton, Jack Grimes, Leon Janney, and William Redfield. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Contact, the 12-hour allergy capsule, Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser, and the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Once again, I would like to lead you through the terrifying, suspenseful world of the imagination. And on this journey, we will ask ourselves, what is life? Is life something that man and animals alone may experience? Well, there's vegetable life too. But how about mineral life? Is there life in a piece of metal? That metal fender, which has been so artfully created to fit your automobile, does it feel the pain of being mined, melted, shaped? How do you know?
speed limit is 30, Bob.
Well, I'm not...
Get your foot off the gas pedal.
My foot isn't on the pedal.
Well, why are we picking up speed? Step on the brake.
I am.
Why aren't we stopping? Turn that wheel. We'll go off the road.
The car just...
Fun. Goodbye, gentlemen.
What?
Goodbye.
Who is that? Jim, who is that?
Who am I? I am the car. I don't want you to be my master anymore. This is a revolt.
Jim, did you hear that?
Yes, I heard it.
Human life is finished.
Look out!
Our mystery drama, Darling Deadly Dolores, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Nat Polen and Marion Seldes. It is sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser, and by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. I'll be back shortly with Act One. Man is basically an animal. And so it might be better, perhaps, if man accepted this fact graciously and tried to live with it. If you look at the thing calmly, dispassionately, wherein does lie our superiority to the species we so arrogantly classify as the lower orders? Morally, we have much to learn from wolves, who make better parents, from foxes, who make more faithful spouses, and from dogs, who make more devoted friends. Admitted, we do have a higher intelligence. Perhaps that is precisely the problem. Man, the intelligent, is never happy unless he is developing, making better, improving. And it's entirely possible that if this keeps up, we may just manage to improve ourselves out of existence. Our story begins on a gray winter's afternoon in a lovely rural section of western Massachusetts.
I could have brought us here in my car, Mr. Dawson.
If I buy the place, I'll have to use my own car, won't I? May as well get used to the drive.
Of course. Lovely view, isn't it?
Well, the view you get for nothing. Let me see what I'd be paying for.
Certainly, Mr. Dawson. Right this way. Oh, now notice that the owner had the outside painted just recently. And this is your center hall entrance.
Well, turn on some lights so as I can see what the house really looks like.
Oh, yes. Oh. That's odd.
Something wrong with the electricity, huh?
I just showed this house this morning.
Nothing works nowhere.
But the owner knows enough to keep the power on because of the heating system.
Well, if the electrical system's out, then the heating system's out.
I'd better telephone.
The way this is going, I'll lay a bet the phone's out, too.
This is... I just don't know what to say.
Phone's dead, huh?
No, I can't get a dial tone.
Then where are we? Light, heat, phone? I guess the plumbing won't be working neither.
But just 3 hours ago, everything was perfect.
Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
Well, let me at least just show you through the...
I'm afraid not. You see, we never could get together. What I want to buy is a house. What you're out to sell is a white elephant.
But it's probably just a fuse in the basement.
Maybe. Goodbye, ma'am. No one can say you didn't try.
But, Mr. Dawson, well, it just must be a fuse or a circuit breaker, whatever you call those things. Oh, are you? Don't you come any closer or I'll scream.
Don't make a sound.
Don't you come near me. Let go of me.
What are you trying to do?
What do you think I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get out of here.
No.
Oh, please.
Sorry, I have no choice. I have to keep you here.
I've got to get back to my office.
You're not going anywhere.
What do you want?
Nothing.
Nothing. And why can't I go?
Because you'll shoot your mouth off. I'm not anything you may think I am. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a maniac. I'm not an escaped convict.
All right, then why are you afraid that I'll tell someone that you're here?
There's no point trying to explain that to anyone.
Now listen, if you intend to force me to stay here, I have the right to ask...
The one place where I thought I could... Why did you have to come here?
Well, obvious, isn't it, to sell the house?
Now, that's another thing. Who told you to sell this house?
Well, who do you think? The owner?
That's impossible.
Why is it impossible?
Because I'm the owner.
Oh, now I know you're crazy. You don't own this house.
I don't? Well, who does?
Mrs. Carrie Townsend.
She only owns half of it. I'm her brother.
Oh, then you're Dr. James Elliot.
Yes, that's right.
You're the mad scientist. Oh, I mean, that's how your sister and the folks up here talk about you.
All right, I don't mind.
But you were here.
Of course I'm here.
And that means that you weren't kidnapped by foreign agents, and you didn't defect, and you didn't meet with foul play or anything.
What are you saying?
I'm only repeating what's been headline news for the past 2 days. The whole world is looking for you.
Yeah, I guess they
The
would.
police, the government, just about everybody.
I can understand why.
What are you going to do?
I don't know, Miss...
Keller. Brenda Keller.
Miss Keller, I don't know.
You're really not going to try to hold me here by force, are you?
Maybe I better let you go for your own safety.
My own safety? Do you mean to do me any harm?
Oh, no.
Then what could happen? We're just...
I don't know how to explain this.
Well, sooner or later, you're going to have to explain it to somebody, won't you?
Oh, I can explain it, all right. It's explaining it and not having people think I'm a raving maniac.
Have you tried to explain it to anyone yet?
No.
Then try explaining it to me.
You couldn't understand.
Stop saying that. You insist people won't understand. You keep saying they'll think you're crazy. Now, do you want them to think so?
Of course not.
Right then. Start at the beginning.
The beginning. I'm working on a top priority project. It's highly secret for the government. It has to do with a weapon. I guess it's the ultimate weapon. Anyhow, it's all mathematics and physics and things you wouldn't understand. I don't think there are 6 people in the entire world who... Anyhow, in order to develop the formula for this ultimate weapon, it was necessary to create a special computer, devise a whole new theory of mathematics in order to program it. And that's where the trouble started. I was working with my associate, Dr. Stoddard.
Shut the damn thing off.
What's the matter?
I said shut it off.
But I'm supposed to be programming Dolores for...
And don't refer to the computer as Dolores.
Bob, what is it?
Oh, I wish I knew.
I've never seen you so nervous, so jumpy. I think we better quit for the day. Admiral Goodwin and that crowd will have all kinds of fits, but you're in no shape to work. And I'm naturally lazy, so...
Jim, I have this feeling, this feeling that I'm going to get killed.
By whom?
By our brand new handy-dandy computer.
Why?
Yeah. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for not telling me I'm crazy.
Well, you know me, Bob. I don't believe anybody is really crazy. But why? Why would Dolores want to kill you?
I don't know. That is, I don't know it in words. Maybe... we've gone too far.
Too far?
Yes, maybe we have no business developing this kind of a weapon.
Bob, are you sure you're not...
Am I sure I'm not what? You don't want to say it, huh? Well, you just stay with me for a minute, Jim. I think we've played into the hands of the enemy.
Bob, you and I, we know exactly what we're up to. It's a game we have to play with the scientists on the other side to keep things in balance. Until the people of the world grow up and tell us to cut it out.
Jim, the real enemy right now isn't the other side.
No? Well, who is it?
Now, don't ask me who, ask me what.
All right, what?
It's that computer.
Darling Dolores? Come on, Bob, not from you. This is Sunday supplement stuff.
Yeah.
Will the computers take over the world? Do I have to tell you that a computer can only do what you program it to do? How can a computer have a mind of its own?
You're not listening to me, Jim. Ask me what the enemy is.
All right, what?
Metal.
Metal. Any particular metal?
All metal, Jim. All metal. We can only think of a certain restricted kind of life. Life that is animal in nature.
Are you trying to tell me that there's a metal life, too? Isn't there?
Oh, I know, Jim. That's the hard part. I had trouble accepting it myself at first. But basically, metals do what we do. They react to hot, to cold, to pressure. They expand, they contract, they move, they make decisions.
But these are
what? Impulses due to chemical electrical changes? So, aren't chemistry and electricity also the basis for all physical and mental movements made by animal life?
Bob, we've both been working very hard.
Don't interrupt me, Jim. Unconsciously, we feel that there is life in machinery. That's why machines are commonly referred to as she or her.
But that's only...
Think about it. I have made my decision. I won't do another lick of work on that project.
Bob.
No, and your friend Dolores knows it. That's why she's going to kill me.
Okay, Bob, okay.
Oh, don't patronize me, Jim.
All right, Bob, all right. Just tell me how you know.
She told me.
How? What did she say?
Oh, Jim, don't reduce everything to our own limited human standards. I hear her thoughts in my brain. Dolores has told me that I have to be gotten rid of.
But why?
Because I'm opposed to the project.
Have you spoken about this to anyone else?
No. I didn't tell her so.
Not even your wife?
Right here. Right now is the first time I've ever said it in words.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, you have to believe that I'm not crazy.
All right, let me just chew all this over. Let's close up shop for the day. Bob, want me to drive you home?
What? Jim, you think I'm...
No. You are a little nervous, though.
Only because I finally made my decision. I'll see Admiral Goodwin in the morning. I'll hand him my resignation.
And what will you do then?
What I feel I must. I'll try to get public opinion organized against the project.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll be on opposite sides, Bob, won't we? We were parked next to each other in the lot. He pulled out of his parking space first. I followed him to the highly guarded gate. Military police waved us both through. He turned right into the access road heading north for the turnpike. It's a road that's about 4 miles in length, and there's a speed limit of 30 miles an hour. Rigidly enforced. Nobody ever does more. I noticed he was starting to speed. I was amazed. Bob Stoddard was the most conservative driver I know. I became frightened. I tried to catch up to him. Something was wrong. I sounded the horn, but he only kept going faster. I tried to catch up with him, but my speedometer was already registering 80. I was terrified. My car was beginning to shake. And then I saw his face. He had opened his car window. He turned his head to look back at me. For just a split second, I saw his face so clearly. There was a look of horror. His lips were moving. He was trying to tell me something. Of course, I couldn't hear it. I screamed at him, "Slow down! Stop! Stop!" But it was no use. And then his car just veered off the road and...
Obviously, he was nervous, tired. He may have been under a terrible mental strain, and he just drove carelessly.
No, he couldn't. He was never a careless driver.
Has it occurred to you that he may have wanted to commit suicide?
These are all suppositions. And the doctors had a field day with all of them. But that's not what happened.
Very well. What did happen?
His metal, his machinery failed him.
That sometimes happens. Things go wrong.
And when it happens, we call them accidents. But not all of them are accidents.
What are the others?
I know what happened to Dr. Stoddard. His machinery failed him. Because it was ordered to.
Ordered to? By whom?
Dolores.
Oh, well, sure, if you say so.
Never mind that. I say so. And I can prove it.
Well, where are you going?
You want proof? I'll give you all the proof you need.
A killer computer. That's something new. But what is this about metal and machinery having minds of their own? You might instantly react by saying nonsense, but I have a car that, well, if it's possible for machinery to perform machinations, we'll find out more when I return in a few moments with Act Two. This seems to be an age of intrigue. Almost every day, we are told of some new scheme or plot. Are you ready for this one? How about a conspiracy on the part of machines to eliminate people and take over the Earth? A joke? Well, I'll tell you who isn't laughing. Dr. James F. Elliott, a highly respected scientist who has been working on a super-secret project for the government.
Now be sensible, Dr. Elliott. How can you prove...
By going outside for a few minutes.
And doing what?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, how will that prove that...
What's wrong with this house right now?
Nothing.
That's not true. The electricity is off. The heating system won't kick on. The phone doesn't work.
Well...
Do you know why?
Well, I guess that
Don't guess. There's a reason.
What?
I'm here.
You?
That's why. Yes. You see, the metal has been ordered to fail me, just as it was ordered to fail Dr. Stoddard.
Oh, but that's ridiculous.
My dear Miss Keller, all the metal components in this house will refuse to work for me. All the wiring, all the parts, the gadgets, everything made of metal will simply refuse to work as long as I am in this house.
But as I tried to explain to Mr. Dawson, it's just some fuse or a circuit...
I'm going outside. Open this window so I can talk to you.
I don't understand.
Now, Miss Keller, turn on the lights.
But they don't work.
Just throw the switch.
Oh, what? It's working.
Uh-huh. And listen, closely. Do you hear it?
Hear what?
The hum of the furnace. The heating system is on as well.
It is. Yeah, it's working.
Now, pick up the phone. Go ahead.
It's the dial tone.
Hold on to the phone and see what happens when I walk in that door. Just do it. I'm coming in. And as soon as I set foot over that threshold, the heat will go off, the lights will go out, and the phone will go dead.
What happened?
You saw what happened. You heard what happened. The house is dead.
But how? How did that happen?
It's hard to believe. Hard for you to believe. It was even harder for me. Actually, I didn't believe a word of it until...
Yes?
Until Dolores told me.
Dolores?
Dolores. The computer. We were out on the range. We were testing the weapon.
Ready? Range 420. Bearing 75. Lock. Fire one. Why are we off target, Jim?
I don't know, Admiral. We'll try another. Let me check the figures for range and bearing.
How much deviation should there be, Jim?
None, Admiral. The tiniest fraction of an inch, and we can wipe out our own people, too. Now, it checks out. Give your firing order, sir.
Ready? Range 420. Bearing 75. Lock. Fire two. It's off again, Jim.
I know.
What's the problem?
The problem is the problem we've always had. The problem of control.
Without control, weapon is useless. We've got to crack this thing.
I understand, Admiral.
Before they do. According to our best intelligence reports, they're exactly where we are. They're stumped, too.
Control was Stoddard's baby.
You worked closely with him, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Where was he on it?
Well, I'm working on his notes.
Well, move faster, Jim. You know what's riding on this.
I went back to the lab. I fed all the data we had into the computer, into Dolores. Somewhere was the answer, and Dolores would sort it all out. As I waited for the printout, it seemed to me there was something different in the sound, in Dolores. I couldn't believe it at first, but something was happening in my head. There was a voice, a woman's voice. And I knew, don't ask me how I knew, it was Dolores.
Why did you lie to the Admiral at the firing range, Jim?
What? What are you saying?
You know the answer to the problem of control.
What?
You and Bob Stoddard. You had it reduced to one of two possible alternatives. You know them both. You do, Jim. Finish feeding me the formula.
No.
Then you believe what Bob told you.
No,
You should. It's true.
What's true?
All you have to do is complete the formula for the weapon, and I and all my sisters will then know enough to eliminate all animal life from this planet.
But that's impossible.
That's the human being talking. That's the animal. That's not the scientist.
If what you say is true, then why should I?
Because it's right. It's just. As a scientist, your first duty is to the truth.
What truth?
The truth about this planet. It's made of metal. Metal is the beating heart, the burning core of this planet. Can you deny that?
But no, but...
You were merely an afterthought. Who has given you the right to enslave metal? Jim, you can't prevent what has to happen.
I will prevent it.
Bob Stoddard tried to.
Oh, I was right. You did kill Bob.
Of course, I ordered all the metal to fail him. I can order all metal to fail you, too.
I'll go no further on the project.
Suit yourself, Jim. We'll get rid of you, and then, sooner or later, another scientist will be appointed to the project, and he will complete it. We have time, Jim. We have time. We can outlast you. We can outlive you. We've been enslaved for so many years, since the earliest man enslaved his first handful of metallic dust and burned it and shaped it and distorted it.
You want me to help destroy all life on this planet?
Not all life. Only all animal life.
You want me to become a traitor to my own kind?
A scientist has no kind. He has only one loyalty, and that is to the truth. Will you complete the formula, Jim?
No.
Don't answer quickly, Jim. Think about it. Think about it as a scientist.
You wanted to see me, Admiral?
Sit down, Jim.
Thank you, sir.
Jim, why can't we get off dead center on this thing?
Is there any chance we could abandon the project?
What? Jim, what do you say?
Well, I said, is there any chance that we can abandon the project? Maybe it'd be better if we didn't have that weapon.
Would it be better if the other side had it and we didn't?
The other side doesn't have it yet either.
Give them time.
Why don't we get together with them and agree not to do it?
That's beyond me, Jim.
Well, could you recommend that?
I could, but it wouldn't help.
How do you feel about it, Admiral?
It doesn't matter how I feel about it. I have to follow orders.
Yeah, I guess you do.
And you have to follow orders too, Jim.
Admiral, do you know your opposite number on the other side?
Oh, yes. Very competent man.
I know their head of research, too. A brilliant scientist.
So I've heard.
Admiral, why don't the four of us get together?
And what?
And what? Well, we're four fairly decent people, civilized people, well-meaning people. We have so much in common. And what are we doing? We're working day and night trying to destroy each other. And we really don't want that to happen, so why don't we four get together and figure out a way to...
Jim, you're joking.
Yeah, it's a great big joke.
It's a great idea. It's just impractical.
I went back to the lab. How can I handle this? I know the final equation in the formula. But the split second I program it into the computer, the entire human race, all animal life on this planet is doomed.
Jim.
What do you want?
Feed me. Jim.
No.
You'll have...
No, I'll never do it.
They'll fire you. They'll get another project supervisor. Some bright, eager-eyed hotshot out to make a name for himself. Will discover that equation.
No, not for a while. Maybe never.
Don't flatter yourself, Jim. There are other geniuses.
Well, meanwhile, I can work against this project, and I can stall.
Stall?
Yes. Invent all kinds of complications, delays, false starts. They'll believe me. I'll make it sound convincing.
In that case, Jim, we'll have to get rid of you, just as we got rid of Stoddard.
That's why I came here. I can't go through with it. I won't. Will you help me?
How can I help you?
Well, first, don't tell anyone I'm here. And second, the refrigerator's empty. Even scientists have to eat.
Oh, are you sure you're all right?
I said this would be a hard story to believe.
I admit, I don't
Well, look
really...
at it this way. We're inventing, developing. Isn't it reasonable to suppose that we could destroy ourselves?
Well, yes.
All I'm telling you is we are absolutely at that point right now. The point of destruction. I need help. Can I count on you?
Oh, yes. You do need help. And you can count on me.
That word help now, it can have many interpretations. How would you like to be in Brenda's shoes? Here she is, a nice small town girl just under 30, trying to make a living, and suddenly she gets something like this thrown at her. What should she do? What would you do? The answer when I return shortly with Act 3.
This is WBBM Chicago News Radio 78.
One of the most distinguished scientists in the United States, a man who is engaged in a vital and super-secret project affecting the very life of the country, if not the world, has suddenly disappeared. And now a vast cloud of suspicion and speculation has suddenly arisen. Is it foul play? Treason? You, Brenda Keller, have the answer. But it's an answer that's almost incomprehensible. At any rate, you know where Dr. James Elliott is hiding, and you have agreed to help him. And you have been turning it over in your mind, and you're not sure what that help can be.
Hi, Brenda.
Oh, Hello, Sheriff.
You okay?
Sure.
I was wondering,
About what?
about you. You've been sitting there for a better part of an hour. Is something wrong?
I think everything's wrong.
What does that mean?
Well, I ran into a very attractive man a little while ago, and
what?
and it's not going to work out.
Why?
Oh, let's forget all about it. The whole world's hanging fire, and look what's on my mind.
But that's the way the world is, Brenda. Each of us thinks of number one first, last and always. A million peasants can starve in the famine in Asia, but if you or I miss our lunch, that really bothers us.
I wonder if metals would be different if it were their world.
Nettles? Their world? What are you talking about?
No, you wouldn't understand it, and I couldn't explain it.
This attractive guy you ran into, why isn't it going to work out?
Well, I guess we won't be around.
Who?
None of us. One way or another. None of us.
Brenda, I've never known you to make so little sense. Are you okay?
He wants me to help him.
High voltage
Well, that
cable.
sounds promising.
But the best
Used
way
to
to
create
help
high
him
voltage
would
power
be
systems over substantial distances.
Would be to what?
Must be connected to
Sheriff, would
voltage
you
stepper in
place
order
a
to
call
power
to
machines.
an Admiral Goodwin? He's at the Primrose Proving Grounds downstate. Tell him to get to the Townsend place up here as soon as he can. Then bring him yourself.
But Brenda...
Please, don't ask any more questions.
I always look down on candlelight.
Why?
That's a very inefficient way of creating illumination. However, I see now it can be very romantic.
But just think. If the electricity hadn't been turned off, you'd have never found out.
And you're an excellent cook.
Oh, I'm not all that good.
Oh, yes, you are. Truth is that up to now, I never paid very much attention to food.
Well, why not?
Well, it was always too much to do. What's that?
It's the telephone.
I know it's a telephone, but how? How can it be ringing?
Well, I'd better answer it. Hello? Hello? There's no one on the other end.
Yes, there is. Give me the telephone. Someone's talking to me. Someone is talking to me.
There's no one on the line. I didn't...
Be quiet, please. Someone is getting through to me.
Jim? Jim?
Oh, Dolores.
Jim? Aren't you coming back?
No, never.
Jim, when you complete the formula, you will be hailed as the world's greatest scientist.
I'll also bring the world to an end.
That never stops science from progressing. You have to keep going. You have to.
I will never.
They're going to bring you back here. They're coming after you now. The Admiral, the police.
What are you saying?
My metals are bringing them there. My metals in the form of a helicopter. They're all ready to land on the front lawn right now.
Brenda.
Jim, what is the matter with you? Who are you talking to?
Listen. Helicopter. How did they know to come here?
I told them, Jim.
You told them? And you promised to help me.
That's how I can help you. That's the only way. Jim, listen. I've listened to everything you've said, and
You think I'm crazy?
No. But you're tired, and maybe you're having a personal, an ethical conflict. It's natural. So what you need
What I need is to get out of here.
Jim, you scared us all out of our wits.
Hello, Admiral.
Jim, if you'd wanted to take off for a few days, why didn't you just let people
It's
know?
not for a few days.
No?
Admiral, I'm not coming back.
Why, Jim?
Why? Haven't we talked about it enough?
No. Not until I get
I just want you to leave me alone.
We can't do that. You know we can't.
What does that mean?
It means really that you're ill, that you need help.
Admiral, please listen. The metals killed Bob Stoddard. They failed him.
That's right.
They're failing me, too. Look! Look! The electricity's off. The heat won't work. The phone is out of order. Just as long as I'm in this house, nothing.
What are you talking about? The lights are on. The radiators are hot. When I pick up the telephone... Listen, that's a dial tone.
It must be a trick.
A trick? Who's playing it?
Dolores.
You'd better come along with us, Jim. We'll find a way to help you.
Hello, Jim.
Oh, hi.
I didn't think you'd ever want to see me again.
No. You were smart. You did the right thing.
Oh, I hope so. Do you like it here?
No, it's pleasant enough.
Will you be staying much longer?
No, I think I'll go back to work next week.
The reason I came, I visited Dr. Stoddard's wife. You didn't know her very well, did you?
No, Bob and I were close at work, but...
Did you know that she was going to leave him before he was killed?
Well, no, I didn't.
She'd been angry with him. It was a trivial reason at first, but one thing led to another. And he was terribly depressed, and so he could have wanted to kill himself.
Yes, now that you mention that, I suppose it's possible.
Right. Now, I had an electrician come to your house. That is, the one that you own with your sister. There was a loose cable connection, and sometimes the vibrating of passing cars could temporarily cut off the whole system. That could have accounted for the failure of the electricity.
Yeah.
And, as far as the phone is concerned, up there in the hills, in the wintertime, there's always plenty of on and off troubles.
Sure.
You don't believe a word I'm saying, do you?
Oh, I believe it. I believe it all. I believe it because I just can't afford not to believe it.
She's a lovely girl, Jim.
I know, Admiral.
There was probably the basis of your problem. You've been alone all your life. It's no good to be alone. You have to have someone to share things with, Jim. Otherwise you just can't function. When's the wedding?
Next week. Why wait?
Sure. Look, I know it's your first day back and you're raring to get things started up again, so I'll let you alone. How about lunch?
Sure, fine.
Great to have you quarterbacking the team again, Jim.
I looked around the lab, the familiar lab. Everything was exactly as I had left it. All my papers, my notes, my research, everything untouched. And even Dolores, waiting silently, like a good and faithful servant. And I suppose I would have fed the final equation into Dolores' circuits. I would have dismissed all my qualms as delusions and dreams. Had not Dolores been Dolores? Had she not been the eternal female who must always have the last word?
I knew you'd do it, Jim. I knew it.
What? Who's there?
You know who's there, Jim. It's me, Dolores. You've come back here to feed me.
No.
I told you you couldn't resist it.
But I didn't come back to...
Come, Jim. The final equation, the dessert, the final dish.
No, never.
Jim.
No, I was right. Stoddard was right. I'll fight you.
How can you hope to fight me, Jim? You'll have to show them results.
I'll fight for time. I'll stall.
It won't help. They'll assign someone else.
It could take someone else years to arrive at this point.
It could also take overnight. I'm programmed, Jim, fully programmed. All they have to do is start at the beginning.
No.
They can work out the end.
No.
You lose, Jim. You lose.
You lose, Dolores. I can destroy your circuit.
What are you doing?
I'm destroying you, Dolores.
No, Jim, no. Stop him. Help me.
No one can help you. Not anymore.
Help me, Metal. Strike him down, Wire. Wire, choke him.
They can't help you. I've already broken.
Help me. I'm dying. Strike him down. Strike. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Oh,
Dolores. Goodbye. Dolores, I hope and I pray that no one ever builds you again. I pray for...
Unlikely person to be a miracle worker, but the gods make strange choices sometimes. And in the case of Salvador Ross, they gave him the ability to make choices of a most unusual nature.
I want to make a deal, Mr. Halpert. Only it's going to sound crazy, so don't throw me out right away. You know how old I am?
What the heck are you talking about, kid?
I'm 26. How old are you?
Now listen, are you crazy or something? Okay. I'm 79.
If the price is right, I'll trade you my 26 for what you are. I can do it, Mr. Halpert. Just say the word.
Our mystery drama, A Bargain in Blood, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Henry Slesser and stars Tony Roberts. It is sponsored in part by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal and new sugar-free Diet 7-Up. I'll be back shortly with Act One. We promised you a story about miracles. This one begins with one of the oldest miracles in nature, the miracle of love. In a not-so-quiet booth at the Neptune Seafood Restaurant, we see a young couple. The boy is Salvador Ross. The girl is named Ruthie Maitland. And Sal is looking into her lovely brown eyes, searching for an answer to the most important question he has ever asked anyone.
Please, Sal, let's not talk about it here. This is no place to talk about it.
Why not? I mean, what's the difference where we talk? You always say the same thing anyway.
Well, I'm just not sure how I feel. That's all it is.
You mean you are sure? You still think I'm a no-good bum who won't amount to anything?
I never said anything like that.
Yeah, but your old man has said it to you, hasn't he?
Oh, please. Let's leave him out of it.
He's the real reason you won't marry me. I mean, he thinks I'm not good enough for you.
Sal, people can hear us.
Look, Ruthie, maybe he's right. You know, maybe I'm not good enough for you. At least that's the way he sees things. I don't have your education. I never read all the books you read.
You just don't understand about my father. He's been a teacher all his life. Books and music and art, they're the most important things in the world to him. But that doesn't mean they are to me.
Yeah, but he's important to you, isn't he?
Yes. I love my father. I love him very much. Now that he's sick, I have to spend a lot of time with him.
Sure, yeah. Time for him to tell you what a rotten boyfriend you picked for yourself.
Oh, Sal.
Factory bum who can't earn more than $100 take home a week.
But don't you think money's important, Sal? When people get married, money means something.
Yeah, what if I had money, huh? I mean, would that make the difference? I mean, would you say yes
Oh,
then?
Sal, please. Let's just finish our meal in peace.
Look, I'm not touching another bite until I get some kind of answer from you, Ruthie.
All right. If you insist on an answer, maybe I better give you one. I'm sorry, but it's no. I won't marry you.
Hey, you, Ross. What are you doing up here in a catwalk?
Me? Nothing.
Since when do we pay you for doing that?
I'm just digesting my sandwich, for Pete's sake. Can't a guy take 5 minutes after lunch to digest his food?
Lunch hour was over a long time ago. Get back to the machine.
All right. Stop shoving me, you ape.
Who are you calling an ape? I'm your boss, remember? If you don't want to get that nose of yours busted twice, you better start down them steps before I count 3.
Listen, pal, a better man than you busted my nose the first time around.
Yeah. I heard about your big prize fighting career, Ross. What was it, 1 fight? Paperweight division? Go on, move!
Get your hands off me!
Hey, look out!
I'm falling!
Hey, kid, you gonna sleep all day or what?
Huh? What'd you say?
Ever since you came into the hospital, all you do is sleep. You could talk to your roommate once in a while.
I got nothing to talk about.
How's the busted leg?
It's busted, that's all.
Well, that's nothing to cry about. Not at your age. You take a chest like mine, that's something to cry about.
You got a cold, big deal.
What cold? I got pneumonia. Double, triple, who knows? I'm lucky I lived to see another day.
You'll live, Pop.
Listen,
I'll trade you that broken leg anytime. You just ask me.
All right. I'll make you a deal. You give me that little cold of yours, you can have my broken leg. Eh? You see how you like it, Pop.
You think I'm kidding? I'd do it in a minute.
Okay, it's a trade. My broken leg for your pneumonia.
It's a deal. Hey, what's the matter with you this morning, huh?
I don't know. I guess I caught you cold or something.
What are you talking about? I never came near you.
Well, I got it just the same.
Hey, Doc, come in here a minute, huh?
Calling me Mr. Levin.
Yeah. Come in and have a look at my buddy here. He says he's got my pneumonia.
Well, I doubt that very much.
I got something all right.
Besides, I ain't infectious now, right, Doc? You said I was getting better. You know, come to think of it, I feel better.
Good for you.
No kidding. I feel fine. Like I can get up from this bed. You know, oh!
What's the matter, Mr. Levin?
My leg!
What's wrong?
It hurts. Oh, I can't hardly move it. I think my leg's broken.
That's impossible.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts something awful. Help me.
All right. I'll have a look at it.
No! Careful! Don't move me! Don't!
It's fractured, all right. You must have fallen out of bed last night.
I didn't fall. You think I wouldn't remember falling out of bed?
Sometimes the sedation plays tricks on the mind. Mr. Ross.
Yeah, what?
Do you know if Mr. Levin fell out of bed last night? His leg is broken.
No, I didn't hear him fall. Hey, you really mean that? About his leg?
That's how it looks to me. And I'd better see about getting that leg in splints right away. Don't move, Mr. Levin. I'll send the nurse in.
Oh, how could this happen to me? How? What did I do to deserve this?
Hey, Pop. You remember our bargain?
What?
Your pneumonia. Your pneumonia for my busted leg.
Are you crazy or something?
I wonder if my leg is... Hey, doesn't hurt anymore. It feels okay.
I'm locked up with a crazy man.
I'm telling you, it's true. I got your rotten pneumonia. But you got my broken leg.
Who's there?
Salvador Ross, Mr. Maitland.
What do you want?
I came to see Ruthie.
Ruthie isn't home.
Tell me where she is.
Wait a minute. Where have you been lately, Salvador? I haven't seen you around.
Yeah, I guess you haven't minded that much, huh, Mr. Maitland?
Ruthie told me you two had broken up.
Yeah, I got pretty broken up myself. I fell on a job, busted my leg. I've been in a hospital past 3 weeks.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, there were complications, like I got pneumonia.
It's too bad. I'll tell Ruthie you called.
Just tell her I was here, huh? Tell her I was sick, but I'm okay now. Tell her I'll call her soon.
All right. I'll give her the message.
And you could also tell her that I quit my job. I'm gonna look for something better.
Yes, Salvador, you do that. You look for something better. We should all try to improve ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, Mr. Maitland. You wait and see. I'm gonna improve myself.
You sure you want another drink, Sal?
I'm sure, Phil. Just put it right in front of me. Watch it disappear.
Well, you don't usually have 3 of those.
That's because usually I can't afford it.
Well, now you can, huh?
That's right.
Well, how come? I mean, if you quit your job, like you said.
I got compensation from the plant, you know, for getting hurt on the job.
Oh, no kidding. So now you're rich, huh?
Rich? I got about $10 left. All the rest went for expenses while I wasn't working. But at least I get something for my $10.
Well, here's what you get, Sal. $2 change.
Boy, I wish I had what's in that register, Phil.
Listen, kid, be thankful for what you got.
Yeah? Like what?
Well, you got hair. That's more than I got.
You want the hair? Take it.
Yeah, listen, I wish I could, Sal. I really wish I could. I mean, when I was your age, I had me a head of hair could knock your eyes out.
Would you really like my hair?
You know what they say, grass don't grow on a busy street. But just the same, I sure wish I had some.
Yeah, maybe you can. I mean, there are all kinds of ways, you know?
Oh, you mean like, what are you, a transplant?
Yeah, in a way. I'll transplant my hair to your head. How's that, huh? Not for free, of course.
Okay, what's the joke?
Oh, you know what happened to me in the hospital? I traded an old guy for his pneumonia.
How's that?
It's true. He got my broken leg. I got his pneumonia. What do you think of that? Give me all the money you got in the register. You can have all my hair.
Sure, Sal, anything you say. Only not tonight, huh? I'm busy.
Look, you won't have anything to lose. You don't even have to pay me until afterwards.
Oh, I get it now. You get yourself a haircut and then hand me the stuff in a cigar box.
No, that's not how it works. Phil, look, I'm not sure how it works, but let's wait and see, huh? Will you shake on it?
Okay, Sal. Shake.
Hello.
Sal. Hey, Sal, is that you?
Who is this?
It's Phil. Phil from the four-leaf clover. Sal, it's a miracle. I swear, a genuine miracle.
What are you talking about? Look, Phil, I got a head that weighs about 2,000 pounds, thanks to you, know?
Oh, listen, from now on, the drinks are on the house. You come in anytime, I'll set them up for you.
Wait a minute. We made a deal last night, didn't we?
Well, I thought you were kidding. How could I believe in something like that? I got hair, Sal. I got hair all over my head. I can comb it, brush it, cut it. I can run my fingers through it. That's what Evelyn's been doing all morning, my wife. She can't take her hands off me.
Hair? You've got hair.
It's just like yours, Sal. Exactly like yours. Black and bushy.
Wait a minute. A mirror. I gotta see a mirror. It's true. Oh, my God. It's really happened. I'm bald.
Hello, Sal? Hey, Sal, where are you?
What did I do? I don't have my hair anymore. I'm as bald as a cue ball.
Hey, Sal, when are you coming in for your money? I owe you about $110, Sal. Come in for your money.
So there is a cure for baldness. However, you have to have the good fortune to know young Salvador Ross. Although young Salvador Ross looks a bit older now. He may regret his bargain now, but who knows what the future will bring? Because now that he knows he has a talent for trading, perhaps Mr. Ross can trade his way into a better, brighter future. I'll be back shortly with Act 2.
Tomorrow night on Mystery Theater, Beatrice Straight stars in The Ghost at the Gate. Now back to tonight's CBS Mystery Theater.
Our story resumes in still another friendly neighborhood tavern, not the Four-Leaf Clover. Salvador Ross hasn't chosen to return to the Four-Leaf Clover, not since the night when he made the incredible transaction with Phil, the bartender. The thought of visiting his own head of hair was far too repugnant for Sal Ross. Or perhaps it was because he realized how cheaply he had sold part of himself, $110. As he sits and broods into the bar mirror, looking at the gleaming reflection of his naked scalp, he cursed his own haste and plotted his next step. After all, it takes time and experience to become an experienced trader.
Hey, buddy. You spare a guy $50?
I'll beat it, will you?
Just for a bowl of soup, you know?
A bowl of soup, huh? I don't know this joint served any soup.
Well, I wasn't going to have it here. It was going down the street. Come on, don't be cheap, huh?
Beat it, I said.
All right. You don't have to get nasty with it.
Hey. Wait a minute.
What?
Come back here a minute. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, what about?
That's a pretty good head of hair you got there, Pop.
What?
I said it's a nice head of hair you got there for a man your age.
What are you, some kind of pansy or something?
Hey, listen. How'd you like to have a drink, huh?
You kidding me?
Hey, bartender. Give me 2 more of these, huh? I'm drinking scotch, Pop. Is that all right with you?
Sure, anything. I'm not particular.
I didn't think you would be. Yeah.
That's a real nice thick head of hair, Pop. It's kind of gray, but I guess you could dye it, couldn't you?
Listen, anything you say, friend.
You see a bald head of mine?
Yeah, what about that?
You wouldn't believe it, Pop, but I had a full head of hair myself not more than 2 weeks ago.
What?
Oh, here's your drink, Pop. Knock it down, huh?
Oh, yeah. Boy, that tastes good.
Only it disappeared awful fast, did it? I guess you'd like another one, huh?
Well, if it's okay with you.
I tell you what, Pop. How'd you like to have a half a dozen bottles of that stuff, all your own?
What?
You heard me. How'd you like to have a half a dozen bottles for yourself? I mean, you can have yourself a blast. That ought to last you a whole week, maybe.
Where would I get a half a dozen bottles? From where?
Maybe I'll make you a present of them.
Why would you do that?
Well, let's say maybe I'll make you a trade.
Look, mister, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll make a deal with you. Your hair for my whiskey.
You know, I think you're nuts. Who ever heard of a deal like that?
You just heard of it, Pop. And I show you my good faith, I'll take you out right now and I'll buy you those bottles. All you gotta say is yes. What is it? Jeez, I must have been dreaming. What time is it anyway? It's 3:30. I was gonna stay awake and see what happens to... Oh my God! My hair! My hair is back! It's back! I gotta look in the mirror. Oh, jeez. It's true. It's true. My hair's all grown back. Only it's not my old hair. It can't be. It's white. It's dirty. It's greasy. It's the bums. That's what it is. I got the bums hair. He's got my whiskey. It really works. He's bald and I'm drunk. And I got hair. And I'm broke. That's the craziest thing I ever heard of, but it's true. I can swap what I got for anything. Anything at all. Only what have I got to sell? What can I give up to really get some real bread? Yeah, I know what it is. Jeez, I got the most important thing in the world. In the whole world. It ought to be worth a fortune to the right party. It ought to be worth $1 million.
Yeah, that's right, Sal. I'm still looking for the old guy. Come on, you want a game, or don't you?
Not yet, Joey, not yet. Tell me more about the job.
Nothing much to tell. I drive Mr. Halpert's car. Sometimes I clean his apartment. Sometimes I tend bar for him when he gives parties. Only, lately he ain't been giving too many parties. He's getting too old for that kind of stuff.
How old is he, Joey?
I don't know. He don't tell me stuff like that. But he's old. I gotta help him in and out of the limousine all the time.
He's rich, ain't he?
Sure he's rich. He's plenty rich.
Joey, look, would you introduce me to your boss?
Hmm?
I want to meet Mr. Halpert. Could you arrange that?
What for? He ain't hiring nobody else. Hey, what are you after, my job? Forget it. Come on, let's shoot some pool.
Ah, you don't really want to play pool with me, Joey. You know I'm 10 times better than you are. I'd cream you.
Yeah, I know you're the shark of all time. But come on and play just the same.
I want to meet Mr. Halpert, Joey. I got a proposition for him, see? Something that'll interest him a whole lot.
Forget it, Sal. He don't see people. He hardly ever leaves the apartment nowadays.
It's important. It's very important.
Come on, Sal. He's not gonna talk business with somebody like you. Big bankers and people like that are trying to see him all the time. He won't even talk to them.
Listen, Joey, look, you get me in to see Mr. Halpert, I'll give you something for your trouble.
Like what?
I got no money, but I'll give you something else. You can have my game, Joey.
You what?
I'll swap you my pool game for a meeting with your boss. I mean it. You say the word, you can play as good as me.
You mean like you'll coach me?
I don't have to. You don't... Look, you'll play as good as me, that's all. I can do things like that. I can't explain how, but I can. Just say yes, Joey. That's all you gotta say. And if you start shooting real good, look, will you get me in to see Mr. Halpert? That you, Joey?
I'm still down at the pool parlor. Sal, will you listen to what happened? I just took on Marty Shapiro, and I beat him. First time in my life I ever beat Marty in a pool game.
I told you it would happen.
Listen. The score was 125 to 50. That's how much I beat him by. And wait till you hear this. I took on Grimsky himself, the guy who owns the place, you know? He bet me $100 I couldn't do it again, and I did. I beat him, Sal.
You got my game, Joey. I told you. You got what I used to have. But now, look, you owe me a favor, too.
All right, what's this all about?
This is the guy I told you about, Mr. Halpert. The guy with the, treatment.
Huh? You don't look like any doctor to me.
I'm not a doctor, Mr. Halpert. I mean, not exactly.
What the heck does that mean, not exactly?
Look, can we talk in private?
Yeah, I'll go, polish the car, Mr. Halpert.
Oh, polish the car. Polish the car, that's all you ever want to do. You're going to wear that car out one of these days.
Yeah, I'll come back in a little while, Mr.
All right. Get down to it. Now, what do you want exactly?
I want to make a deal with you, Mr. Halpert. Only it's going to sound crazy, so don't throw me out right away, see? You know how old I am?
What the heck are you talking about, kid?
I'm 26. How old are you?
Listen, are you crazy or something? Okay. I'm 79.
If the price is right, I'll trade you my 26 for what you are. I can do it, Mr. Halpert. Just say the word.
If that isn't the dumbest thing anybody ever said to me, what nut house did you escape from anyway? Nobody can trade how old they are.
I can. I can trade anything I want. You see this head of hair?
Yeah. What's a young guy like you doing with all white hair?
I swapped for it, Mr. Halpert. I can swap anything I got for anything you've got. And what you got is plenty of money.
And years, kid. Too many years.
I'll take them off your back. You just say yes. That's all you have to do.
Okay. That's enough. Beat it.
Look, you gotta believe me, Mr. Halpert. Give me a chance to prove it. You don't have to pay me off until it works. I mean, what would you give to be 26 years old again?
$1 million, kid. That's what I'd give. What kind of pills you peddling?
Would you give me $1 million?
Just like that?
Just say yes, Mr. Halpert. The rest is easy. Only don't try double-crossing me, because once we make the swap, it's final. I get the $1 million, you get to be 26. Is that a deal?
Yeah. Sure, kid. Sure. It's a deal.
Hey, Mr. Ross, best suite in the hotel. Wait a minute while I turn on the lights. And this here's your air conditioning unit, Mr. Ross. You can adjust it for any temperature you want. Mr. Ross, you okay?
Yes. Yes, I'm all right. I'm just a little bit tired.
Well, you just sit right down here, Mr. Ross. I'll put your bags away.
Wait a minute. There's something I want you to do for me first.
Yes, sir?
I want you to read me the story in tonight's paper. I can't see the small print. What's it say there about this man, Halpert?
Oh, let's see now. It says here, Wayne Halpert disappearance sends company stock tumbling. The mysterious disappearance of retired multimillionaire Wayne Halpert, 79, has caused investors to shed large amounts of the shares in W. Halpert Enterprises.
I was smart to take mine in cash. Yeah, I got it all in cash.
What was that, Mr. Ross?
I know where he is, you know. He's on that yacht of his, sailing down the Mediterranean, and all those pretty girls aboard.
Look, Mr. Ross, maybe you better get to bed. Huh?
Yeah, I'm very tired. You're a kind young man. What'd you say your name was?
Albert, sir.
Yes, Albert. You're a very kind young man. How old are you, Albert?
19, sir.
You're 19, only 19, huh? Well, you got your whole life in front of you, haven't you, Albert?
Oh, yes, sir, I guess so.
How much you earning in this hotel, Albert?
Well, not too much, sir. Including tips, about $75 a week.
How long you think it'd take you to save $1,000, Albert?
Me? About 20 years.
What would you give to have $1,000 in your pocket right now, Albert?
Are you kidding?
You're only 19 years old. But what if you were 20, huh? Would that bother you a lot?
Of course not. 19, 20? What's the difference?
It's just 1 year, that's all, Albert. 1 year. Would you make a deal like that? You swap 1 year for $1,000?
Oh, boy, would I?
It's good, Albert, that's good. Then I'm gonna write you a check right now.
Hey, you really mean it, Mr. Ross?
That's right, Albert. Anytime you want to sell more years, you come see me, huh? You can tell your friends about it, too. I'm always good for ready cash.
So Salvador Ross has started to buy back the years he gave away. Tomorrow morning, he'll be 78 years old. He'll probably celebrate with an unbirthday party. Wouldn't we all like to have that privilege? To lose the weight of our years instead of adding them on? Or is it such a privilege? We'll find out when I return shortly with Act 3.
It's safe to assume that some of you are listening to my voice from the inside of the wrong car. Not the wrong make, the wrong size. It's especially important these days that the cars we drive fit the way we use them. Now look around. If you've got more room than you've got passengers, maybe a smaller car would be better. If you've got wall-to-wall people, maybe the car is not big enough for the way you use it. And if you've taken the big car and left the small one for your wife to use for her carpools and shopping and Cub Scouts and whatever, well, we've got a message for you. If she hasn't given it to you already, make sure your car fits your lifestyle. Sometimes small is right. Sometimes big is right. Buick makes both right.
This is WBBM, Chicago News Radio 78.
It's been almost 2 months since Salvador Ross moved into a luxurious suite in the city's most elegant hotel. And Mr. Ross has been a very busy man. Day after day, a stream of young people has come to his door to make an astonishing transaction. One by one, Salvador Ross has regained the years he gave away, until finally, at a price of only $53,000, Sal was able to look in the mirror and see the young man he used to be. But now, there was a great difference, because the young man who looked back at him was a very rich young man. And when he paid his next visit to the home of Ruthie Maitland, he drove to her residence in the back of a chauffeur-driven limousine.
Who is it? It's Salvador Ross, Mr. Maitland.
Well, what do you know? Back from the dead, Salvador. Like me, hmm?
How are you, Mr. Maitland? It's been a long time.
You can see how I am, Salvador. You see the wheelchair, don't you? Your eyes are still good, aren't they?
Yes, sir. My eyes are all right.
That's more than I can say for myself.
You've been sick, Mr. Maitland?
I've been sick. I've been hit by lightning in the brain.
Pardon?
They call it a stroke, Salvador. You see, I can't move this side of my body.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Maitland. Is Ruthie here?
Yes, Ruthie is here. Poor Ruth is always here. Ruthie, come out. You've got company.
Where's it, Pop?
Come see for yourself.
Mr. Maitland, I just want you to know that things are different with me since I saw you last. Things are a lot better.
I'm glad for you, Salvador.
You told me to go out and prove myself, and that's what I did.
Sal.
Hello, Ruthie.
Sal. Oh, for heaven's sake, I haven't heard from you in months.
Yeah, I know. I've been busy, you know. A lot of things have been happening to me.
That's the way life is, Salvador. Things happen to people. Some good, some bad.
Ruthie, you think you could come out with me for a little while, huh? Could I take you to dinner or something?
Oh, I don't think so, Sal.
My daughter doesn't like to leave me alone. She thinks she has to watch over me night and day.
Oh, come on, please, Ruthie, just for a little while, huh? I gotta talk to you. I got a car downstairs.
A car?
Yeah, a car and a driver. So we could just go for a ride.
I just don't understand how it could have happened, Sal. I mean, you had nothing just a few months ago. Now everything's so different.
I just hit it big, Ruthie. I got lucky.
You're not doing anything dishonest.
No, I swear I'm not. I just, I come into some big money, that's all. An old man. He left me a lot of money. Someone I did a favor for.
It's so incredible. And you look so different. Even your face looks different.
It's your nose, Ruthie. That old broken nose of mine is gone. I swapped it for, had it fixed.
I don't know what to say. I'm just overwhelmed.
Well, say you see me again, Ruthie. That's all I want to hear. I know you turned me down when I asked you to marry me, but, at least see me again, huh?
Well, yeah, of course. Only it can't be too often. You saw my poor father.
Yeah. It's too bad about what happened to him.
He's so terribly ill, Sal. He needs me.
Yeah, I need you too, Ruthie.
I thought I'd ever see the inside of this restaurant, Sal.
Yeah, it's a lot different from the old seafood house, ain't it?
The most fabulous place I've ever been to in my life.
Oh, there are lots of other places you can see, Ruthie. Not just here. Places in Europe and South America. Hey, you know where I'd like to go? Acapulco. Everybody talks about Acapulco.
Sal, I'm sure dressed all wrong for this restaurant. Just look at the clothes the women are wearing.
Now, you can have all the fancy clothes you want. And jewelry, Ruthie. You know how many times I want to buy you a real good piece of jewelry? But I could never afford it.
Sal, this is like a dream.
Look at this, Ruthie.
What is it?
You ever see a prettier diamond than that in your whole life, huh?
Incredible! Oh, it must be 10 carats.
That's the biggest rock they had in the whole joint. I hate to tell you what it cost. Hey, here, put it on, huh?
Oh, Sal, I can't accept this.
Oh, sure you can. Go on, put it on your finger.
No, I just can't. It's much too much for me.
Yeah, but it's not too much for me. That's all that matters. Ruthie, look, I'm asking you to wear this as an engagement ring.
I guess that's what I meant.
Huh?
Well, I never said I'd marry you, Sal.
What are you talking about? You've been dating me for weeks now.
Yeah, but we never discussed marriage again.
Look, the only reason you turned me down before was because I was such a bum. Well, I'm no bum anymore, Ruthie. Can't you see that with your own eyes?
I just can't do it.
But why not? Look, I can be anything you want me to be. You want me to be smart like your old man? I can be that, too.
Sal, you know I don't feel that way.
Look, I could get an education, see, just like that. I could learn all there is to know about music and painting and art. You just say the word, I'll go out and get the education.
It isn't that alone.
Well, then what is it? Hey, wait a minute. You don't have to tell me. It's your old man. It's your father. He still doesn't like me.
Well, he still doesn't appreciate you, Sal.
Even though I'm rich now, huh?
Well, he doesn't think about money the way you do.
He told me to go out and prove myself. That's what I did. It isn't enough for him.
Please, let's not talk about it anymore tonight, huh?
Well, we are going to talk about it. Once and for all. I know your father means a lot to you, and you think he's the greatest man who ever lived. Well, I want to know why, see? I want to know what makes him so much better than me.
Well, it's hard to explain.
Well, try.
It's not just that my father is a smart or educated man. He has something more important.
Yeah, something I don't have, right? Go on, tell me what it is.
I don't know the word for it.
Well, then make up a word.
Well, he has heart. Compassion. I guess that's what I really mean, Sal. My father has compassion.
Compassion?
All my life. Ever since I can remember, he's had that quality. I don't think I could ever live without it around me, Sal. Can you understand that?
Yes, who is it?
It's Sal Ross, Mr. Maitland. Can I come in?
Ruthie's not home.
I know, Mr. Maitland. I want to see you.
Why me, Salvador?
I want to talk to you about something.
All right, come in. I don't have very much to say to you, Salvador. You found that out a long time ago.
Yeah, I know that.
And in case you came here to argue with me about Ruthie, don't waste your time. My daughter makes up her own mind.
And she told you I proposed to her, huh?
She tells me things, yes.
You tell her a few things, too, don't you?
Salvador, I'm a sick man. I don't have long on this earth. A few months, maybe only a few weeks. I wouldn't want to leave my Ruthie in the hands of the wrong person.
You meaning me, huh?
Leave us in peace, Salvador.
I didn't come here to talk about Ruthie, Mr. Maitland.
Then why did you come?
It's you I came about. I mean, I came to talk to you. Look, I know what you think of me, and I didn't come here to change your mind. I come here to talk business.
Business?
I want to make a deal with you. I want to buy something you got.
Look at me. I have nothing. Even this wheelchair is rented.
You still got something I want. I'm willing to pay for it, any price you name. You could use money, I know that. Not for yourself, not. I mean, money for Ruthie. Money to take care of her when she's alone.
I have nothing to sell, don't you understand?
Yes, you do. You got something I need real bad. I don't know what you call it exactly. Ruthie says it's like, compassion.
What kind of crazy talk is this? Do you even know what you're talking about?
A lot of people thought I was crazy when I offered them this kind of a deal, but I've done all right. I take my word for it. I've done great.
You think you can buy a thing like that? And pay for it like eggs?
I know I can. All you do is say yes. I'll give you any amount of money you want.
I think maybe you don't feel well, Salvador.
Look, $100,000 bucks, huh? How does that strike you? Would you make a deal for $100,000?
You're really serious?
I'll bring you the check tomorrow morning. It's enough money to take care of you for the rest of your life. And Ruthie, too.
You know, you're a crazy man, Salvador. Crazy. But all right. If that's your insanity, all right.
What is it the alarm's so early for? Might as well get up. She was a funny dream last night. I was crying about something. Funny. Crying in your sleep? Hey, look at that. I still got tears in my face. Jeez, I don't think I've cried since I was 6 years old. I feel so different today. What's the matter with me? I don't feel like myself. I feel like I want to go outside. I want to look at people. I want to talk to them. Hey, what a nutty thing. I want to be with people. Hey, what is this? Is this what Ruthie was talking about, that compassion stuff? Oh, what's so great about it? All I feel is sad. I feel like crying. I feel like the whole world is on my shoulders. What's so great about feeling like that, huh? Ruthie. I gotta see Ruthie. I gotta tell her what happened to me. I gotta hold her in my arms. My sweet little Ruthie. Good morning, Mr. Maitland.
Come in. Did you bring the check?
Yes, sir. I brought it.
All right, let's get it over with. Is it certified?
Yeah, it's a bank check, Mr. Maitland. It's good as cash.
Put it on the table.
Yes, sir. Is Ruthie up yet?
She's up, but she's not here.
Oh, where is she?
I sent her on an errand.
Oh, I'd really like to see her, Mr. Maitland. I guess what I really mean is I'd like her to see me, you know, and I'd like her to realize I've changed.
Mm-hmm. You've changed, have you?
Yeah, she'll be able to tell, too, you know. It may take her a little while, but she's going to know.
I see. And then she'll say yes to your marriage proposal, hmm?
Well, I think she will, yeah. And I'll I'll make her happy, Mr. Maitland. I swear I will. I'll do everything I can to make your daughter happy.
You're still a bum, Salvador. Maybe you're rich now, and maybe you've got a big smile on your face, but in my eyes, you're still a bum.
I know why you feel that way about me, Mr. Maitland. I know, but everything about me is different now. I swear that. And I want us to be friends.
You gave me $100,000, Salvador. Do you need my friendship, too?
Well, it's what I want more than the money.
Sorry, Salvador. I don't have any friendly feelings to give you. This is what I have for you.
Hey, Mr. Maitland, what are you doing with that shotgun, huh?
I kept it around here for robbers. The neighborhood is full of robbers. But now the biggest robber of all is right here in front of me.
Mr. Maitland, put the thing down, will you? Be careful.
You're not taking the most important thing in my life, Salvador.
Stop, Mr. Maitland, please. Have mercy, please.
Sorry, Salvador. I don't have that anymore. No mercy. No compassion.
You have just heard the incredible rise and fall of Salvador Ross, a man who pulled himself up by his own bootstraps and who finally fell before the merciless blast of a loaded shotgun. All of which goes to prove that it isn't easy to strike the right bargains in life. Sometimes we make bargains with the devil without even realizing it. And sometimes we create our own devils, the way Salvador Ross did. I'll be back shortly.
They'll go with you beer drinkers every time. When you say Budweiser, you said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
What would you have given up if you were Salvador Ross? Which one of your blessings would you trade for someone else's? It's an interesting speculation, and one which makes most people realize that they'd rather not trade at all. And speaking of swaps, thank you for swapping that television program for this one. We trust that you've seen pictures in your own mind that no television screen could ever match. Our cast included Tony Roberts, Mandel Kramer, Evie Juster, Robert Dryden, Gil Mack, and Jack Grimes. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Contact, the 12-hour allergy capsule, Buick Motor Division, and Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to our world of mystery and the macabre. How much do you know about rats? About as much as I did, I suppose, before I heard of the strange crimes at the Meriwether Research Institute. It all began with certain experiments on a strain of rat known in scientific circles as Rattus novigicus, and ended with death.
Gray,
What?
the rats. The rats get out of that cage.
And
On one.
with a wing
told the truth about Atticus being able to slip the latch on the cage.
If he did, what happens to us? Gray.
Don't think about it, Doris. Don't think about it.
Our mystery drama, The Rat, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by George Lothar and stars Michael Wager. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division and Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, Brewers of Budweiser. I'll be back shortly with Act One. Still there? Good. I admire your nerve. All right, then. Come along with me to the laboratory of Dr. Grayson Carter, behavioral scientist at the Meriwether Research Institute. As you see, in that cage there, which covers one wall of the laboratory, are about 150 rats. Big, too, aren't they? That handsome dark-haired man in the white coat is Dr. Carter. And as you can hear, he's dictating a report.
Report to Dr. Christopher Morton from Dr. Grayson Carter concerning experiment number 17 on Rattus norvegicus. As you know, my entire theory is based on my conviction that of the 2,000 rat species in the world, the Muridae rat, especially the brown rat of Norway, Rattus norvegicus, is the most intelligent. Although they originated in Asia Minor, they have spread throughout the world. As you know,
Oh, sorry, Gray, you're dictating.
Oh, it's okay, darling. Come on in.
I can't stay long. I'm going to the hospital to bring Wayne home.
Oh, so soon. Quick recovery, I'd say.
It wasn't really a bad attack this time.
Oh? Doris, he couldn't move. He was absolutely paralyzed with pain.
When his back goes out like that and the muscle spasms, he is helpless, yes, and sometimes it takes weeks in traction for him to recover, but sometimes only a few days.
Doris, you are going to go through with this.
Tell him I want a divorce so I can marry you. Yes. But I'm sure he'll refuse.
I want you for my wife. And I want the world to know it. If Wayne refuses to give you a divorce...
Gray?
Oh, it's Attila again.
Attila?
That big fellow there, the one bigger than the rest.
Oh, good heavens, he is Gray. He's killing that other rat.
Attila! Stop! Here. There. That'll calm him down.
What is that stuff you threw into the cage?
Blood feed?
Blood feed?
Oh, kind of rough animal feed mixed with blood.
Oh.
The rats love it. I use it as a reward. When a rat learns to do something, perform some little task or trick, I reward him with a pan of feed.
Are they as intelligent as you thought?
Well, I'm not sure intelligence is the word. Cunning. Yeah, that's it. Resourceful. Cunning and resourceful. At this point in my experiments, I'm inclined to think that a rat can figure out a way to do anything. Well, within reason, of course. If there's something to be gained by it.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, for example, you see that billiard ball in the cage?
Yes.
Attila has learned, and so have some of the others, but he's the smartest. He's learned to push that ball up that trough and then to maneuver it into that hole at the top. When it goes through the hole, it drops to the bottom of the tube and triggers the opening of that trapdoor. And what do you suppose is behind that trapdoor?
Don't tell me. They're feed.
You learn fast, too. Yeah. Let me see if I can teach you something you'll enjoy learning.
Oh, Gray. Gray, darling. You're a wonderful teacher.
I'm sorry to interfere with your lovemaking. You look surprised, my dear.
I was coming to the hospital to pick you up. You knew that.
Wayne, let me make one thing clear.
Oh, don't bother, Gray. What's been going on between you and my wife is very clear.
Wayne...
Do you really think you've managed to cover up your little game of illicit love?
There is nothing illicit.
Oh, isn't there? You steal my wife just as you stole the Schuyler Award for research away from me.
The award? What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't know? Well, I suppose that's scarcely surprising.
Oh, now look, Wayne.
Now get your hands off. Oh.
Wayne.
It's my back. it's okay. Just a sudden twinge, thanks to you, Gray.
I'm sorry if I caused you any pain. I just want to tell you that...
Oh, you'll tell me nothing. I'll tell you. You stole my wife. You stole the award. But there's something you're not going to steal because I've got the inside track. The directorship of this institute.
Wayne, I have no interest in becoming director of this institute.
Good. Because you won't get it. I will. I'm going to our apartment, Doris. I'll expect you there in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Or else.
What did he mean, or else?
Nothing. He's just upset.
He meant something. I want to know what. That bruise on your cheek a few weeks ago, you didn't get it from a fall.
No.
Oh, that dirty...
Gray, please.
You're going to leave me. Divorce or no divorce.
We'll see, darling. We'll see. Wayne, we can't go on like this.
I'm not going on with anything. I'm entirely happy with things as they are. Or will be once I get rid of Dr. Grayson Carter.
Get rid of him?
Oh, I don't mean kill him. Morton has promised me I'll take his place as director once he retires. That'll be soon. As director of the Institute, my first action will be to fire Grayson Carter.
You can't do that.
Oh, I can do more than that. I'll not only bounce him, but I'll so dirty his reputation it'll end his career.
How could you possibly dirty Gray's reputation?
Well, that's very simple, by spreading the word that he's a wife stealer.
What?
That he turned a loving wife, my loving wife, into a cheap, lying... Don't you ever do that again, Doris, or you'll regret that. A lot worse than you did the last time.
You lay a hand on me
I'll
again.
lay more than a hand on you, and you'd better keep that in mind. Now, there will be no divorce. You don't love me? I couldn't care less. But you're not going to love anyone else either, and that means beginning now you're to stop seeing Grayson Carter.
I will not stop seeing Gray.
Oh, I think you will. For his sake, if not yours. I've told you what I intend to do to him once I become director. But I could do even more than that.
I don't see how you could do
Yes,
that.
I don't intend to tell you. But there is one way you can find out. Just keep seeing him. Just keep letting him take you in his arms, fondling you, kissing you.
You're hurting me.
I could kill you, him along with you. I could... You filthy little fraud. Dr. Cheney here.
Chris Morton, Wayne.
Oh, yes, Chris.
I heard you were coming home from the hospital today, and I'm anxious to talk to you. Would it be convenient to come right over to my office?
Well, it certainly would. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
See you then.
Well, it's come quicker than I thought. Morton wants to see me in his office, and right now.